This one is a transfer rumor, and it's about my boy Rodrygo. Now, according to the reports, they're saying that Liverpool have identified Rodrygo this summer as a replacement for Mohamed Salah. Now, let me tell you something right now. There is no way in hell that I would sell Rodrygo. Now, we got to break this down because Liverpool are in a lot of trouble, right? Liverpool, yes, they're going to win the Premier League, and they have surprised a lot of people this season. But Liverpool are cooked because their three best players are all about to leave them for nothing. Salah, Van Dijk, Trent. All of their contracts are running down. Now, they are going to have to replace these players, right? Now, maybe not all of them will leave, but I believe that 2 out of those 3 are gone. I think Trent is coming to Madrid. I think Van Dijk is going to PSG. I think Mo Salah, right? His market isn't as strong as the other 2. I don't think there's any top team in Europe that's looking to sign Mo Salah. So I think the only options that Salah has is finding an agreement with Liverpool or he goes to Saudi. Now, it all comes down to what does Mo Salah want to do, right? Does Mo Salah want to try and win another UCL? Does he want to maybe win a Ballon d'Or, right? He was the favorite for the competition up until they got knocked out by PSG, right? Like, I think everybody kind of agreed that Mo Salah was the Ballon d'Or frontrunner. Now, things have drastically changed recently, right? They got knocked out by PSG. They lost to Newcastle in the Carabao Cup final. And I just still find it very crazy to me that Liverpool have not tied any of their best players down to new contracts. Now, as far as Rodrygo is concerned, I think if you are a team that needs a winger, and if you are looking for somebody that's at the highest level that I believe can automatically walk in to any team in any league, in any system, and cook, I think Rodrygo has to be at the top of that list. We all know, right? Rodrygo is my favorite player at Real Madrid. But in terms of the pecking order, Rodrygo is at the bottom. When it comes to Vinicius and Mbappe, the club have made it very clear that Rodrygo is not as important as them two. Let's just be very honest. Let's call it for what it is. When we're struggling in games, even if Rodrygo is playing better than Mbappe and Vinny, who's the first one to get subbed out more times than not? Rodrygo. Right? Like, and we all know that Rodrygo is one of the most underrated players in world football. I think that Rodrygo is a top 5 winger. And mind you, he doesn't even get a chance to play in his preferred position more times than not. Rodrygo is on the right most of the games. But we all know he is a left winger. Left wing Rodrygo is a monster. Left wing Rodrygo is a different animal. But because Vinicius is there, because now of the addition of Mbappe, Rodrygo does not really get a chance to be on that left unless Vinicius is either injured or suspended or we're just giving him a rest. So I don't think that Rodrygo wants to leave, but I do think that Rodrygo leaving in the future is a big possibility. Because if Rodrygo wants to get the respect that he deserves, if Rodrygo wants to be in the Ballon d'Or conversation, if Rodrygo wants to be considered an elite top player, he may have to do that outside of Real Madrid, because I feel like the disrespect that gets thrown and the dirt that's put on his name is crazy to me. But I'll tell you one thing. Even if Rodrygo wanted to leave, Liverpool, I don't think is a serious option for him. They're talking about Liverpool have identified him as a Mo Salah replacement. Well, guess what? I've identified a Lamborghini Urus as my next vehicle. Does that mean I'm going to get it? Fuck no. Why the hell would Rodrygo want to join Liverpool? They don't even operate like that. Rodrygo is out of their tax bracket. FSG are probably the worst owners for all of those big clubs in England. These guys don't spend money. They're not ambitious. Now, what I will give FSG a lot of credit for is they know how to hire a good manager. Jurgen Klopp, fantastic hire for them. And Arne Slot looks like he will be a good manager as well. But the reason why Liverpool are cooked, as I mentioned earlier, half of the reason is because their star players might leave. But the other half is that I don't believe they are going to spend the money required to maintain the level that they've been at. Do you think it's a coincidence that Jurgen Klopp only won one UCL? That he only won one Premier League? Imagine if FSG would have backed him properly. Imagine how much more Jurgen Klopp could have won. But FSG are not ambitious. They don't care about Liverpool. How can any top player in the world look at, and Liverpool are an elite club. They are a massive club. They are arguably the biggest in England. They are arguably one of the biggest in the world. But their owners do not operate like that. If you are Rodrygo, and if you do want to leave Real Madrid, why the hell would you go to Liverpool? When I think about Rodrygo leaving, the teams that make me nervous, Man City, Bayern, PSG, teams like that. Shit, I would even say Arsenal makes more sense for a Rodrygo than a Liverpool. Any team that would allow Rodrygo to play on that left wing week in, week out, I'm telling you right now, this guy would be in Ballon d'Or conversations. Rodrygo is just as highly rated as you think of any winger in the world. Rodrygo is just as good as they are. But he just has to take a back seat. So now it depends on what does Rodrygo want. Does Rodrygo want the respect and the credit that he deserves? Or is he fine with playing second or third fiddle? Because for as good as he's been, right? People are going to always talk about Vinicius more. Mbappe's here now. Jude. Like, come on now. I think Rodrygo's a baller, though. I would not want to sell him. No. My favorite player, bro. Like, he's the best Bengali player that we know, chat. This guy came from the streets of New Delhi. And he's the number 11 for Real Madrid. This is my guy. But I am nervous about Rodrygo leaving in the future. I don't think that Rodrygo is going to be one of those players that stays at the club for so many years. I really don't. I think the best fit for him would be Bayern. If Bayern came in with an offer for Rodrygo, a serious offer, I think he would take it. I think he would. Bayern are an elite club. They're contenders for the UCL every season. They dominate their domestic league. And he would walk into that 11 on the left wing. Imagine a front four of Musiala in the 10, Rodrygo on the left, Harry Kane in the 9, and then what's the guy's name that's on their right wing? How am I drawing a blank here? Olise. Imagine Olise on the right wing. Imagine that front four. But again, I don't think that Rodrygo wants to leave. I hope that he does not leave. But Liverpool, don't worry me. No. And any deal for Rodrygo is going to have to cost you at least $130 million. Like, what are we talking about here? But I think it is something to keep an eye on, though. Liverpool have been linked with Rodrygo for a while now. But yeah, chat, would you guys sell him or would you keep him? Like, what would you do if you were Rodrygo?